guess things ain't go according to plan. Huh, Peters?
Man, we was hanging in there with him at first.
Yeah, and that lasted about as long as Chris Brown and stomped the yard. All right, 2nd and 3. Right, quarterback steps up like Channing Tatum. All right, take a look at this guy getting thrown around like an overused word. All right, take a look at Peters. I'm terrified. These guys are much stronger than I anticipated. He got me hemmed up like the dry cleaning lady. Right, here comes Deion's son. These boys are rich. Only Sanders or more chicken is the colonel. I try to catch him. All right, but the only thing I run is my mouth. So he gets away like Casey Anthony. All right, now watch Jacobs. Right, the joke's on y'all. I already know I'm slower than Continental Drift. All right, so why even try? Let me just pull up like David Goggins or Birdman on the Breakfast Club. 42-yard touchdown. All right, 2nd and 6. Right, hand it off to the back. Right, take a look at Charles. I'm scared. This guy's bigger than me, stronger than me, faster than me. His SWAC surface much smoother than mine. Right, I try to tackle him. All right, but I piss down my leg and get my head pushed back like a Pez dispenser. Touchdown. All right, I'm Davis, right? I'm scared. The ball's coming right at me. I don't know what to do, right? I could jump up, maybe knock it down, pick it off. All right, but I'm not really an athlete, so I'm just going to turn around and watch this spectacular catch. Oh, my God, look at his feet tap like Charles Oliveira. Touchdown. DB's in this room. We got to create turnovers, fumble recoveries, interception. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not teaching it right. Need to bring Davis's mama in here. She show y'all how to grab some balls.
You gonna take your chain, hoe ass.
Man, hey, write a check your ass can cash, man. That's all I can say. Man, hey, write a check your ass can cash, man. That's all I can say.
Hey y'all, it's the after show. It's the after party. It's the after party. It's the after party. It's the after party. It's the after. What is going on? What's going on, y'all? Now you talking about an ass whooping? That was a ass. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, boy. And Southern is technically, when it comes to SWAC play, our worst enemy. All right, y'all, come on up here. Send them the link. Where you at, Perry? Let me go ahead and get this final score up here. We in here. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at, big dog? Where you at? See, this is my thing. I don't know if anybody tuned in to our Thursday night live. It was Jackson State versus Southern. My 3 versus Perry White's 3. My 3 versus Perry's. And it was a lot of jaw jacking because that's what you do when it's Southern versus Jackson State. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So why did they hem up Kirk? They hemmed up Kirk for, and then they went and on top of you getting hemmed up and choked out, they did Kirk for wrong, boy. They hemmed him up and then they gave him a picture. Now, why would you do that? Go ahead and share the stream, please, because there's a couple of people that we need to see that they need to come down to the front line, right? All that shit you was talking, yeah. Come on over here. Come right on over here. It's time to show and prove. Right. People are like, well, it doesn't count. Man. This win for Jackson State versus Southern is big for a lot of reasons. It's big for a lot of reasons, okay? It's huge. So this is how Jackson State did Southern. This is how K5 did Quay Davis. It was a lot of that in the game. A lot of it. I'm proud. I'm so glad I go to JSU. I'm JSU. I go to JSU. Go ahead, singing glory, hallelujah. Woo! Them folks is gonna be non-existent. You ain't gonna hear from them. They ain't coming to the table.
Yes, they are.
All right.
They're going to the JSU table to pick them up.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're gonna start it off. We're gonna go ahead and get this started. All right, let me get these games going. Let me go ahead and get these games going, and then if somebody comes on there, we can talk a recap of football. This is a late night edition of SheLovesThee SWAC Saturdays. We're just gonna go over football, right? We're gonna go over some of the scores, and if you want to join the panel and talk about what's what, I mean, you can't really say too much, right? Somebody check on Quay. Yeah, because what you over there being messy for? Now, if that is one young man who really is SWAC, y'all. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you. Now, if you ever wanted to say somebody who is SWAC, that man is SWAC. Quay Davis started at Jackson State. Then he moved to Texas Southern. He committed to, I want to say he committed to FAMU, went on a visit to Grambling, and ended up at Southern. Who is SWAC, baby? Who is SWAC? Who? I wake up motivated. I wake up motivated. I wake up motivated. I wake up motivated. Who is SWAC, baby? Who is SWAC? Who is? I'm getting ready to show y'all who SWAC is. All right. I love it when they talk smack. I'm a fan of it. It just makes the folks play harder. And you know what? Quay Davis actually had a decent game. He did. He had a decent game. But you know that when you talk smack, what was going to happen? He said, man, I love the Jack, but y'all getting your ass kicked tomorrow. Sorry. That boy Will said, we're going to see about that. It's JSU by 40. Quay said, it's going to be a very long day. He said, yeah, for them Jags. It's going to be a long day, all right, for them Jaguars. It'll be interesting to hear the game day experience. It'll be interesting to hear. Let me go ahead and pull up Quay's numbers. So it looks like y'all gonna have to put out APB, y'all. They eating cats down in Jackson too. You know how they said cats been coming up missing? They eating the cats down there too. Leaving the stadium now. I just know, like.
Would it eat Graydon?
No, baby. All right, so Quay, let's look at his stats. So Quay had 4 receptions for 62 yards. His longest was 20. He averaged 15.5 target. He was targeted four times, and he got 4 first downs. So, I mean, Tissette was passing to him. Bodden passed to him 3 times. So, It said Zay passed short to the left, complete for 10 yards to Quay Davis. Noah Bottom passed to the left, complete for 17 yards to Quay Davis. Noah Bottom passed to left, complete for. So basically, they be throwing to Quay Davis on the left side. And Noah Bottom passed to the left, complete for 15 yards to Quay Davis on Bright, Day, KJ, Pulliam. So he was, you know, trying to do something, but it's not a one person game. Can y'all get Perry on the line? Somebody get Perry on the line. I bet you he ain't even gonna come on no more. Cause I need to know some football. I need some help with my vocabulary. I bet you he ain't gonna come on. I bet you he is not gonna come on. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's not coming back on. You know Perry not gonna come up here. He's just gonna be like, I'm just have to give you what he said, you know, in terms of the game, because I doubt he'll come up here. So let me go ahead and play it for you, y'all. This is probably what he's gonna say anyway. I could, you know, just basically based off of it, you know.
So man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say. So man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say. So man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say. So man, hey, write a check your ass in cash.
You gonna take your chain, hoe ass. Daddy got a broke foot.
I guess things ain't go according to plan, huh, Peters?
Man, we was hanging in there with him at first.
Yeah, and that lasted about as long as Chris Brown and stomped the yard. All right, 2nd and 3. Right, quarterback steps up like Channing Tatum. All right, take a look at this guy getting thrown around like an overused word. All right, take a look at Peters. I'm terrified. These guys are much stronger than I anticipated. He got me hemmed up like the dry cleaning lady. Right, here comes Deion's son. These boys are rich. Only Sanders or more chicken is the colonel. I try to catch him. All right, but the only thing I run is my mouth. So he gets away like Casey Anthony. All right, now watch Jacobs, right? The joke's on y'all. I already know I'm slower than continental drift. All right, so why even try? Let me just pull up like David Goggins or Birdman on the Breakfast Club. 42-yard touchdown. All right, 2nd and 6, right? Hand it off to the back. Right, take a look at Charles. I'm scared. This guy's bigger than me, stronger than me, faster than me. His SWAC surface much smoother than mine, right? I try to tackle him, all right, but I piss down my leg and get my head pushed back like a Pez dispenser. Touchdown. All right, I'm Davis, right? I'm scared. The ball's coming right at me. I don't know what to do, right? I could jump up, maybe knock it down, pick it off. All right, but I'm not really an athlete, so I'm just going to turn around and watch this spectacular catch. Oh, my God, look at his feet tap like Charles Oliveira. Touchdown. DB's in this room. We got to create turnovers, fumble recoveries, interception. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not teaching it right. Need to bring Davis's mama in here. She show y'all how to grab some balls.
You gonna take your chain, hoe ass. Daddy got a broke foot.
I guess.
Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
All right, how you doing, babe? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm better than good. You seen the game?
Hey, Mr.
Yeah,
Ford.
yeah, I saw the game. Yeah, I saw the game.
Hey, Mr.
Yeah.
Ford.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
All right, it's the year of the tiger, isn't it?
Yep, it's the year of the tiger. It might, and we ain't talking about Gremlin. Gremlin pulled out a win in overtime. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see. So they won?
Yep, somebody just posted it in the comments.
Okay, okay.
They won in overtime, 35-28. So that's big. I think that's a decent win for Gremlin. I actually picked them to win. Mr. Ford, you said Southern had an offensive line. What happened?
Not only they don't have an offensive line, they need an offensive coach. They need an offensive line coach. They really do. And they need to go.
I thought you said that Southern had a strong offensive line.
No, we saw that tonight. They ain't got no strong offensive line, and they don't have an offensive line coach. They need an offensive line coach.
They need some play calling too.
Oh, That was obvious, wasn't it? The main thing they've got to go to 11 personnel. With that offensive line being as weak as it is for Southern, they've got to bring in 2 tight ends. They got to play 2 tight ends the whole game.
So I was looking at the stats, right? And something that I found interesting was the run game for Jackson State the first half versus second half, right? So at first, for the first half, I was like, oh dang, Southern soft in the middle, right? And then in the second half, Jackson State only had 53 rush yards for 15. Well, Southern only had 15 rush yards, but Jackson State had 15. But in the one before that, it was the first half, Jackson State had 148 rush yards. Southern still didn't have a run game. They only got 14 rush yards. So rush attempts average, there was 12 attempts by, I want to say Southern, and 23 by Jackson State. Jackson State was doing like 6.4 yards per carry, right? And then in the second half, Southern had 9 rush attempts for 1.7 yards, and Jackson State had 19 rush attempts for 2.8 yards. So that means that Jackson State 23 and 19, they were trying to rush the same amount of times, but Southern was able to cut that in half, right? So what types of changes is that? Is that just maybe basically Southern adjusting their defense, adjusting to it?
Well, they did a lot of run blitzing, and they committed a lot of people to the line of scrimmage, because remember the first quarter they were getting blown away. Really, I thought y'all was going to put after those first 2 drives, I thought y'all was going to put about 50 points on them tonight. And
I
that second
definitely
half,
think we left about 21. We left about 21 points out on
or more. But you possibly left more.
right.
I really like that first quarterback. Is it McCoy? The kid that came in and got hurt.
Let's go ahead and pull him up, because it was interesting that and like people, you know, everybody has something to say, right? When it comes to who they feel should be starting, who should be playing at what time. At the end of the day, the coaches are the ones that make that game time decision. And so it was interesting to see, because, you know, last year, Coach TC was committed to one quarterback, and he stuck with them throughout the season. So Cam McCoy, 6'1", 6'2", 192 pounds, sophomore. I didn't know he was from Missouri. He's from the Show Me State. He's from St. Louis, Missouri.
And he came from what school? What school did he transfer from?
He transferred from
I like him. I thought, you know, before he got hurt, he was looking good.
Yeah, so he played for head coach Corey Bethany at St. Mary's High School in St. Louis, Missouri. He was ranked as a 3-star recruit by 247 Sports. As a senior, he racked up 38 passing touchdowns, 15 rushing touchdowns, and 3,118 passing yards. He set school records with 7 passing touchdowns in a game, finished with an 11-3 mark as a senior, collected All-State, All-Metro quarterback, All-Conference honors. You know, he also plays baseball. He's a 2-sport athlete. East Michigan, he played in 3 games. His best game was against South Alabama in the bowl game. He finished 12 of 27 for 73 yards, and he also rushed for 73 yards and a touchdown. He's a dual sport athlete, so he was also on the baseball team. You know, I'm hoping that the injury that he had is something that, you know, isn't serious or keeps him out for many games. I personally, you know how usually it's kind of like, should you do dual threat quarterbacks? I think it's okay.
Yeah, I was wondering, did he get a concussion?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because the way he hit the ground, I was wondering if he got a concussion.
And I think just maybe it's not necessarily a matter of the play calling. Like, I really think it was just a matter of the receivers actually catching the ball.
Yeah, I'm beginning to believe y'all's number one receiver is that 6'5" kid.
Fortillion,
Yeah, that kid's
Jones
something else.
Fortillion.
Yeah. I'm thinking
Um,
he's the alpha receiver. Where was Rico Powers? Was he hurt? What did he play tonight?
so Rico, he in the lane game, he got a reception, and I think he had an injury.
Okay,
They did say that he was walking around on the sideline.
okay.
I just wanted to kind of like, go over the game, the show that we had on Thursday night, right? With
Uh-huh.
Perry. Ooh, Mr. Ford, when you got off, it was something else. It was something else. But I'm glad that we can kind of like, I don't know. I don't think Perry's gonna come on today, after what just happened. I doubt that he comes on. But I will say this, that out of the players that I picked, they ended up actually doing pretty decent. I had Jacoby and Morgan. This is not necessarily his best game, right? He's had better games. As far as QB progression goes, quarterback progression, Jacoby and Morgan was 12 of 21 for 57%, 153 yards, which is still better than most quarterbacks in the SWAC. 1 touchdown. So his accuracy was off a little bit, but he was sacked 0 times for 0 losses, right? So that was good. Cameron McCoy was for 2 of 4 for 50%, 45 yards. He had a 22-yarder to Mulligan and a 23-yarder to Fortillion.
Okay.
Jacobian had a 27-yarder to JD Martin. Did you see JD Martin?
Yeah, he really looks good. I love him.
Our tight end, our tight end ain't no joke. Well, I'll just say this about the offense in totality: we have a complete offense, and with depth. Right? There's some players that. Eric Simmons that had a good play. There's a lot of players that came out and they made some big time plays. I also had Matt Knoll as one of my players to watch for the game. Jackson State didn't necessarily have too many instances where the punter was needed. But on those times where he was definitely getting it down there. So he had 3 punts for 122 yards. He averaged 40.7 yards. His longest was 46. And he had 2 kicks that were in the red zone, basically. So he flipped the field, pinning Southern down in their own red zone, and that made it easier for the defense. And then, of course, I had Fortillion on there. I told you he's gonna have a breakout year, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, but I want to see Ian Henry go back to center. I don't understand that. I think he needs to go back to center. That line is more aggressive when he's at center.
Mm-hmm. So what about the other games? Did you get a chance to watch the Battle of the Bay? Norfolk got.
Oh, Hampton was dominant today. I can't wait to see them in Howard next week in DC. They were dominant.
How much Morehouse scored on Howard? I'm scared. What was that about?
Well, I can tell you right now, if they ain't got their stuff together, Hampton's gonna run over them. Hampton's got that big old offensive line, and that guy was talking about last night, Zealous, and docking him talking about he a turnover machine. He looked good today. He looked good, man. But they beat from the opening kickoff until the end of the game. Norfolk didn't have a chance. I mean, they beat they behind. Okay, what you call this? Belt to whatever. Belt to, you know what you say.
Belt to ass.
Yes, that's what it was at the Battle of the Bay today.
Okay, but you know that they don't have their starting quarterback. So I'm wondering
who is this?
The Norfolk has Jalen Daniels, I want to say right now, but it's Otis Coons or something. Otto Coon. Is that? Yeah.
Hey, Miss Whitley. Miss Whitley, did you go to the game?
No, she was chilling over here with me. We was at the
Oh,
game.
okay.
We was in there. We was in spirit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, here
Okay.
it is right here. 37-7. Good Lord. They just, but okay, so here's my thing. Howard, they beat Morehouse, but Morehouse put up 21 points against them.
Mm.
Ain't Morehouse like a winless team?
And it's probably going to be winners the remainder of the season.
How the hell? Boy, Mr. Ford,
Huh?
who you got ranked number 1 in the SWAC?
FAMU. Huh? They're the defending champions.
Mr. Ford, please.
They're the defending champion. You got to knock them off the
Please
throne.
rest. Mr. Ford, please rest.
I know, but you got to knock them off the throne. I can't wait till that October 19th. That's going to be the game of the year. That's going to be the game of the year.
Mr. Ford, please rest. Talk about something. Rest when you say that. You keep saying it. You won't stop saying that. You will not for the life of me. You will not stop saying
they are the defending national champions. They are the defending Celebration Bowl champions.
Why you won't give it to us? You got to see
no,
the game on the 19th. So basically, I got to wait all the way to October 19th, or after Alabama A&M beats them.
Well, if Alabama A&M beats them, Jackson's number 1.
We was always number 1, but we'll wait.
But listen. Until somebody knocks A&M off the throne, A&M is number 1 with me. Somebody got to knock them off the throne.
You will not rest with that, honey. You gonna live and die by that. All right, so let's go over some of the scores. So, of course, Jackson State 33-15. Arkansas Pine Bluff, they put up 28 against Tennessee State, 28-41.
So what does that say about Tennessee State and their aspirations to be FBS and all that foolishness? I just thought it was a waste of time for them to go up there and play North Dakota State. I thought that was a waste of time.
They went for a check, didn't they?
It don't matter. They could have played Southern, could have played Florida A&M, could have played Jackson, anybody but.
He put out an article and said that he wants Jackson State back in the Southern Heritage Classic.
That makes good sense. That makes good sense. Instead of taking your behind up there. Is that Fargo, North Dakota? What is that up there?
So all I will say is it must be the money.
Oh, man.
If you want Jackson State to come back, must be the money. Must be the money. We'll go back. Just give us our money. All right, let's look at the rest of these. Prairie View. Oh God, Prairie View didn't score a touchdown. Damn.
Did you expect them to? That's another wasted game. I'm so sick of them going up there playing them schools like that. Did you expect them to score Michigan State?
No.
Okay.
They could have scheduled with somebody else though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could have.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, you probably downloaded too many games on here. That's why it doesn't work. All right, so people were telling me that Alcorn was struggling against Edward Waters, but it looks like to me they did good, 38-7.
I've got to see Edwards. I've got to see Alcorn against SWAC competition.
That's what I'm saying. They don't went from not scoring any touchdowns for 2 weeks in a row. Bethune-Cookman put up 31 against Western Michigan.
Hey, did they change quarterbacks? Look and see in the stat box. See who was the quarterback for Bethune tonight.
Let me see. Let me see. You said who was the
Yeah, who's the starting quarterback for Bethune-Cookman tonight? Hey, brother McCall. I understand what you're saying, but that was a waste of time. Because I done told y'all over and over, North Dakota is a FBS team pretending to be FCS. That's a waste of time. See, what Tennessee State needs to be doing is instead of going up to Fargo, they should have had a game in Tallahassee or in Nashville with Florida A&M. That's what they need to be doing.
It looks like it's Cameron Ransom. Cameron Ransom was Cameron. Okay, so
For Bethune-Cookman?
he actually didn't throw a touchdown. Actually, this was all rushing touchdowns. It looks. It says Cameron Ransom was 10 of 14 for 116 yards. They still don't have a quarterback.
Is that the kid? Now, where is he from? What's his classification?
Let me see. And I said this, like, they must have had some defensive. So Cameron Ransom is 6'3", 220 from Lakeland, Florida, and his high school was Armwood High School. He's a redshirt junior.
Okay.
He played at McNeese, and he was a true freshman at Georgia Southern. It says that he did have 20 carries for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he had 2 rushing touchdowns. So this means that where did all those were defensive touchdowns? Like, let me see. He must have had some defensive touchdowns then.
Oh.
Damn. They had 677 total yards. They got all them touchdowns from. They must have been defensive touchdowns. Let me see. So they still don't have a quarterback.
And that's Bethune-Cookman, right?
Yep. Bethune-Cookman does not have a quarterback, which they do have a stout defense, but you can't win like that. You can't. There's no way you're going to be able to win like that. Let me see if they have the totals for attendance for Jackson State versus.
It looked like what, about 45 and 50? Was it 45 and 50,000? Or probably 40?
They don't got it up here right now. They usually.
Did you go to ESPN?
Oh, the line was by Jackson State by 10. That's what the line was. It says kickoff returns. Oh, okay. Blue said that they were getting those touchdowns based off kickoff returns. I was getting ready to say, where is
that was Bethune-Cookman?
Yeah, Bethune was running on them like that. Okay, Bethune. Thank you so much. 2 kickoff return touchdowns. Oh, Mr. Ford, I would have loved to have seen that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they get the quarterback situation in there. I've still got to watch that. I've got to see them in person. I've got to see them. If not in person, I've got to see them on TV to see what's going on with them.
Mississippi Valley 8-59 versus Murray State. Alabama State out now. Alabama State is. I feel like Alabama State is in the same kind of situation as Bethune, right? They don't necessarily have a quarterback right now. Their first Andrew Body's down, O'Brien's down. They're on their third.
Yeah, they committed to a freshman, right? Didn't they commit to a freshman?
Yeah. So tonight they had. Okay, so they had 2 quarterbacks.
Okay.
Z Sims, he was 9 of 23 for 106 yards, and Q Crittenden, he's 19 of 25 for 185 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. So I'm not going to say that they don't have a quarterback right now. Maybe it's about just situational awareness, or maybe it's about him just having experience. But offensively, they just, total yards offensively, 209 yards versus Stanford. They didn't have any turnovers. It's just they don't have that offense that they need to be able to compete. It's going to be hard to win the SWAC without offense, especially if you see what Jackson State is putting down. I heard Alabama State's new quarterback got hurt. They're on their 4th. Bama State is down to their 4th quarterback. Mr. Ford, they're going to have auditions.
Well, Billy Joe told me many years ago you're supposed to have at least 6 or 7 quarterbacks ready to play.
Who told you that?
Billy Joe used to be the head coach at Florida A&M. He had a situation in 94, I think it was 94. He started out like 5-1 or something, and Ray Domingo got hurt. And he only had, I think, maybe 2 or 3 quarterbacks in his program, and it really hurt them. I think they finished up maybe 5-6 or 6-5. But after that, he said he'd never get caught like that again.
Right. So Grambling was able to pull out that big win. Well, I'll say it's a big win because they were tied and they pulled it out in overtime with an interception. Grambling versus Texas A&M Commerce.
Yeah.
You know, that was a decent, right? So Miles Crawley was 14 of 30 for 126 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Deljay Bailey was 1 of 2 for 5 yards. Yeah. So see anything. Dang. Grambling interceptions. Grambling had 4 interceptions today in this game.
Okay.
Texas A&M Commerce had 2. So it was a defensive game today. Yeah. And Grambling covered. If you took Grambling, you would have won.
Well, next week, is it next week that it's Grambling and Jackson State? Is that next week?
Yes. That's a big game, ain't it?
Yeah, that's a night game too, right?
Blue says, Blue, did you hear what he said, Blue? Blue said it's Jackson State and FAMU. Nobody else realistically has a shot right now. You can't have, he's saying it's Jackson State and FAMU. What about the SWAC West, Blue? What are we going to do for this?
It's Texas Southern. That's what it's going to be. The SWAC West is going to be Texas Southern.
That is like a hyperbole, right, Mr. Ford? For you to say
but it's
that
gonna be reality. Southern, it's going to be reality soon.
I don't know. It might be Texas Southern versus UAPB.
Texas Southern. That's the best team in the West.
What about UAPB?
They got to show me something.
Okay, so I'm going to have to look at this. I'm gonna be mad, right? Because there's no way that Alabama A&M let Georgetown, Kentucky score 16 points on them, and they only put up 24. This is not good. They only scored 24 points. This is an NAIA team. Oh, and then I sit up here and I picked Quad, and he did not do good today. All right, so Coach Maynard played 3 quarterbacks today. Hopefully they didn't get any injuries, but Quad Brown was 8 of 17 for 119 yards, 1 interception. Avion Smith was 10 of 15 for 110 yards, 1 touchdown. Xavier Langford was 1 of 1 for 34 yards. It was rough. Donovan Eaglin, 14 carries for 81 yards. His longest was 13. Wow. So this is a game where you were expecting Super Bowl numbers. They had a nice size crowd, I'm guessing. But dang, are you serious?
What was the attendance at the game?
It's not on there. I just tried to look.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to look. It's not on there right now. But what do you think about that? Having an NAIA team score 16 points on you?
I would have to have seen the game, but
It's an NAIA team, Mr. Ford. There's not really much that you're supposed to see.
Now, let me tell you this. From 1983 until about 1994, the best black college team was Central State. They were NAIA. There are some good teams in the NAIA. Central State was, when Billy Joe was head of that program, they were the best black college program in America.
Did you see Benedict lost to Pelican guy's not in here anymore. Benedict lost to Lane today.
Oh, okay.
And they have older football players. G-Town plays good football. A&M was down most of the game. Baby, we trying to keep that U-Haul from pulling up, Coach. I love your coaching, and come on now, Coach. You got to get something going offensively. You supposed to have it.
He's got FAMU in 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got to go to Tallahassee.
Well, that's it. North Carolina Central, of course, they got their butt whooped by North Carolina. Mr. Ford, I know you got something to say about this. I'm talking about skull drug. I have a picture of North Carolina A&T versus Delaware.
That was tonight?
No, it was earlier in the day.
What's the score?
North Carolina A&T played Delaware, and they're in the same conference. And the final score was 13-42. Ain't Delaware in CAA, or did they jump to a different conference? I want to say
they were trying to go FBS. You have to ask Blue. I think they were trying to go FBS.
Isn't Delaware still in the CAA though for one more year? Good Lord. The separation between the two is just not even funny, right? Like,
and the money there's a separation in the money.
So they put out. Oh, okay. Delaware is in FBS transition, but they are still in CAA until next season.
Oh, okay.
So So it's kind of, they still are in the CAA, which is what I thought. Which for North Carolina A&T, it's kind of like that's why you need to go back to the MEAC, right?
That's the truth. Now you just spoke the truth, man. You just spoke the truth.
So real, and when you start getting in like that separation, first of all, there's a ton of teams there, but it's kind of like a spectrum for those football programs. I feel like if you're going to enter into a new conference, you need to make sure that you are financially or like invested into those sports at the same level. You know what I'm saying? So that you're competitive. So the attendance numbers came out for UAPB versus Tennessee State. It was 27,584 for the TSU game. And then I think they said Jackson State had 32,000 there.
Oh, okay.
Somebody got off because it was way more than that. I don't know. Them folks be, I don't know. Let me hush my mouth. It looked like more than it's way more than 32. More like 40,000, but so I'm ready for the big one, right? Which is FAMU versus Jackson State. Because once we beat FAMU, we don't have to have a conversation anymore about anything else. That's it.
Well, one thing you're not supposed to do, you're not supposed to look ahead.
Why not?
Because somebody will creep up on you and beat you.
Gramblin's
not
a
take one game at a time.
There are no other conference games in between, I think, unless it's Alabama State, but they're on their third quarterback. It was Jackson State's attendance absolutely was 40K. Absolutely. So it's not about them not scanning tickets, about people not probably having tickets and maybe sliding somebody $25. And if you slide me $25 instead of me paying $50 and I get through to the gate. So it's about like who you have at the gate that's doing it, right? Because it was absolutely 40. And you know what? If you really do need to get a handle on that, right? That's not something that should be reoccurring every single year, that we see a crowd of 40,000 and there's not, you got to get a hold of that. Oh, it said SU fans didn't show up. What? Southern always shows out.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that too. I did.
You said Southern didn't show?
Well, some they did have, but I've seen Southern have more people. I've seen Southern do
Fully in
better.
their heart knew they was gonna get their ass whooped. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Southern, I mean, because they was ready to go by the end of the first quarter, they was ready to leave. Like, I know I didn't come here and sit in this hot ass sun for you to be doing that. Right? All right. So as a week ahead, looking at week 4, you're gonna have Jackson State versus Grambling at 7 p.m. Clark Atlanta is going to be playing Bethune-Cookman. This is Bethune-Cookman's first home game where they should be dominant, right? We should see pure dominance in this game. You have to, right? It's Clark Atlanta.
Right.
I mean, that's your alma mater, right?
Yes, it is.
And then we have Valley versus Nichols. Arkansas Pine Bluff plays Central Arkansas. Alabama A&M plays Austin P. FAMU plays Troy. So they getting ready to take a L. Or, they might take a win maybe because Troy is 0-3 right now. Who has Troy been playing? Let me see. They're still first in the Sun Belt, even though they're 0-3.
0-3?
Yeah. They lost to Nevada, they lost to Memphis, and they lost to Iowa.
And Memphis knocked off Florida State today in Tallahassee.
Boy, okay, so I have a question about this, and this is a real serious question. So last year, Florida State was undefeated, and they didn't let them go to the national championship. And so did anybody who was ever on that team just decide to do a mass exodus of just everybody left? Like, what happened?
Yeah, some people got drafted, didn't they?
I know, but like, how do he literally went from having an undefeated team to...
Yeah, but once he lost that quarterback, what's his name? What was his name? Was it Travis? I can't remember. I know he's in the NFL. Once that young man was lost with the leg injury, that team fell apart.
I mean, it fell away to the wayside, but it just also goes to show you how a team can be poached, even on the highest level, right? Florida State is a team that they
Jordan
have
Travis, that's right. Thank you, Ed. That's his name.
They have NIL.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
They have money. They have the prestige. They have the cars.
Well, the main thing now, they're fighting against the ACC and ESPN. They want to leave the ACC and ESPN and saying leave $120 million at the door. And so that's a big issue for them right now.
Now you have a situation where your coach isn't even doing good. So why are you trying to leave? I don't know what. I feel like they just froze Florida State out, and they're just for the foreseeable future. Where are you going? So Southern plays Prairie View. This is a big matchup, right, for the SWAC West.
Yeah.
Prairie View coming off of a week where they didn't score anything. Southern struggled to score, and Noah Bodden got he got banged up pretty good, and then Tissette looked like he was really injured really bad. So this is going to be a key matchup in the SWAC West, just because it's real tight right now. Texas Southern is going to go play Lamar. Alcorn State is going to play McNeese. Alcorn going to have to show me something. You said it's the big three, right? Jackson State, Southern, and Grambling?
No, take Southern out. It's Jackson State and FAMU.
Oh, Jackson State, FAMU, and Grambling?
Nah, Grambling's young. I don't want to put Grambling in there yet. It's FAMU, and the conference now is FAMU and Jackson State. And the showdown date is October 19th.
I wanted to congratulate Colorado for beating Colorado State. They won today. That was good for them. I was wondering why nobody was talking mess. I knew they was gonna win. The line was shaky. SU didn't travel like they used to, but we saw that last SWAC championship. That was crazy because they be online talking a lot of mess, but didn't travel. The only other game he's gonna win this season. Damn. I've seen SU in Jackson since '91, and this was the smallest crowd they ever bought. Well, what about the tailgating? It was nice outside. I don't know if the hurricane had anything to do with it. Maybe, I don't know. Or see this. There's too many different variables because Jackson State decided to increase the ticket prices to $50, but I didn't know that it was only a $5 increase. If that was the case, you should have just kept it at $45. What are you increasing it for? $10? I don't know. Has anybody seen Perry? No, they're MIA. They done tuck tail. He ain't came on. He's not coming on. So any other comments, Mr. Ford?
Yeah. Like I said, I can't wait to see McCoy play again. I was really, enjoying him. As far as Southern is concerned, they got to look at that offense carefully. Like I said, offensive line coaching is terrible. Southern,
Who got to
the
look at the
Jags.
offense?
Yeah, they got to do something about that offensive line. Now, I would, if I was Southern, with that offensive line being as inept and weak as they are, I would go to 2 tight ends full time. I would go to 11 personnel.
Why
And
is it just I don't think it's just SWAC football where sometimes they don't use their tight ends, because I can remember that they were making off-brand remarks about using tight ends up in the Meth Mountains, like, oh, we don't use tight ends like that. But it's refreshing to see in hand. Can you hear me, Mr. Ford?
okay, I lost you, then you came back.
Okay,
What did you
so
say?
I was saying, like, the tight end usage is not that well developed in the SWAC.
Well, that's the SWAC's fault. Playing a tight end or 2 makes you stronger up front. It's 7 blockers instead of 5. And like I said, it's we that guy that y'all got playing that H-back or tight end for y'all, he's good too. I like him.
Landy.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I like him.
Marvin Landy.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Hey.
Great win tonight.
So what do you think about today's overall win? I mean, you said it was a great win, but overall, what were some things that you saw that you liked and some things that you didn't like?
So the things that I did like was getting the running game going. Having all the running backs come in, seeing Irv out there, seeing J.D. Martin come out there and run the ball. They ran it tough, running hard, tough. Even with Ahmad Miller getting his, getting busy out there, was a good thing for you to see. Excuse me. The best thing about what I saw too, as far as with our offense with the passing game, was that Jacoby, none of our quarterbacks passed. We didn't throw interceptions. And basically just kind of kept the game. We kept the game going and moving down the field. Now, some things I did not like. Things I didn't like was just giving up those yards basically giving up the middle part of the field. They was playing zone, and they had. I know if you watched the game, Mr. Ford, you watched it. They had the middle part of the field wide open, and they exploited that tonight. Southern exploited that tonight. So I feel like they probably gonna go ahead and make the adjustments with this game. That's the bad thing about it was they gave up so many yards in the air.
They gave up. Let me see. So
they gave up over 300 yards passing.
Oh yeah. So Jackson State, so Day Bright had 8 total tackles. All of them were solo tackles. Joshua Nobles had 6 total tackles, 3 solo, 2.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss. T. Thompson had 4 total tackles, a half a sack, and a half a tackle for loss. A. Taylor had 4 total tackles, 2 solo tackles, 1 pass breakup, and 2 quarterback hurries. So they were definitely putting the pressure on the offense. When you say that they were giving out too many, too much for, like, I guess, in the air, I feel like some of that had to do with all of our DBs or safeties got caught on at least once. Isaias missed a tackle or a pass breakup, but he also got some pass breakups.
Right, but at the same time, when you look at it too, he was so when you look at the game, if you just look at the middle part of the field.
I think it's the type of coverage that they have that they're playing.
We was in a too high safety coverage, and they left the middle part of the field open. Because he had over 350. This man 302 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. At the end of the day, we just gave up too many, and I feel like we could have adjusted. We could have adjusted in this game. Now, I would give Kevin Wiggins a game ball on defense because of his play. He kind of put. I wouldn't say that he kind of put Quay Davis in check because Quay had 62 yards on 4 receptions, but he didn't get beat deep, over the top. And of course, he had the interception in the end zone, which that was great right there. But also, they
said Pulliam number 7. They said number 7 was, I think 7. Isn't 7 Pulliam? Let me go look.
Yeah,
Reed Pulliam. Well, because he had a lights out game last weekend, and that would just be the linebackers picking it up, right? If you're gonna blitz, what do we say? You're gonna have blitz. Your linebackers got to pick it up. So
right. So and we brought blitzes from all over the place. If you think when you go back and look at it, but it was just the fact that we just let them. Like I said, we just let the middle part of the field open. Now they was going. He was going that day. He was going that day bright most of the game. So he had 8 tackles, but he had tackles. He was tackles, but he was going after him though. And that is a freshman, right?
8 tackles. He had the most tackles out of everybody.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, the thing is, he was attacking his side of the field.
He didn't shut it down. He wasn't shutting it down.
He did not shut the field. He did not shut that half of the field down. He was attacking that side of the field. They knew where to exploit it as far as our pass defense goes. So that's one. Like I said, that was the one thing I didn't like in the game. Other than that,
Noah, We had some key interceptions though. I do want to give a shout out to, because like people are saying, we had him looking like Patrick Mahomes for a second. Like, hold up, who is this man? What's going on? What's happening? So let me go ahead and pull him up, because shout out to them for getting the interception. Demanye Lacey, number 90. He
Big guy.
got that interception. That was a big one. And then I want to say Kevrick Wiggins, number 1. We all know him as K5, but now he's K1. Hey TJ, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm back.
What up, TJ?
What's up with it, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good.
Man, can I give you my prediction?
Yeah.
Oh man, okay. Cause my mind everywhere. I'm gonna give you the truth and nothing but the truth.
You ain't gonna tell no lie.
I ain't gonna tell no lie. Our offense, our identity on offense is running the ball. TC needs to come with a scheme to make that be dynamic. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. I'm saying that because just hypothetical thinking. If we down a touchdown or two, how the way we play, how the quarterbacks played tonight, we in a world of trouble. Tonight wasn't a good night for Jacoby. I don't know if it was just a bad game, and I don't want to just say that because I just, what I'm saying, I just feel like the deep threat is not his strength. Short game is his strength.
It looked like to me those receivers some of them receivers just they had some drop passes, or they just didn't bring the ball down in some of those. We can't, because Jacobian was, before leading into this particular game, he was 81.8% for passing completions, right? So he aired the ball out a little bit more. And those receivers didn't come down with the ball. You got to come down with the ball.
And that's why I said I'm biased, because I'm like, okay, I can't just fully blame him, because I'm like, okay, you still a receiver, you still have to come down with the ball, you still got to catch the damn ball. But overall, our offense is, we can be North Dakota State, like, hey, this is what we gonna do. Yeah, we gonna be we the North Dakota State in the SWAC. Like, hey, we gonna run this ball down your throat till you stop it.
Yeah.
Till you stop it. Because I don't think okay, Coach Beef did a good job with this strength, with the strength and training, strength and conditioning, because you can see it's different. Like when we like them boys were tired. Like we done ran, like I know they were gas. I know they super tired, because I'm like, that's all we did, run the ball all night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, we'll make that a strength. You know what I'm saying? Because we have so many backs that we can sub in and out. You know what I'm saying? And don't miss a beat.
So that works for sometimes, but for us, it literally was it could be seen as an arch nemesis. And the reason why I say that is because, or that could have been like a dot on it. And that the reason why I say that is because they basically ran the ball as many times as they did in the first half. And I pointed out that the amount of yardage that they actually were able to get, it decreased it by halves, and that was due to Southern's adjustment. So in the first half, Jackson State rushed for 23 times for basically 23 times for 148 rush yards, right? And they had 269 total yards total. Let me see. Pass yards. I'm sorry. Let me read this again. Jackson State had 148 rush yards in the first half. In the second half, they only had 53, but they had 19 attempts in the second half and versus 23 in the first. So you can't always talk about the run game. So a part of that was Southern's adjustments, but also TC dialing it, peeling it back a little bit, pulling back the play calling and making it more about running and just maintaining.
Let me say this. Let me say this before TJ.
Okay.
Look at how the offense was running when Cam McCoy was in there before he went out. You know, because I think he did get a concussion. It was dynamic. You cannot you can run when you got a QB who you know what I'm saying, probably he'll go one read, two read, and then if he don't see nothing, he taking off because he ain't looking for no check down. He taking off or he trying to air it out. Just look at it. Then when you see when Jacobian comes in, it's kind of more methodical. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's also just, it's not like we got to see that long of a play from Cam. Like, he's been coming in, but then he's been leaving. So we haven't seen him for a full game, right? We haven't seen how he adjusts to defenses adjusting to him. I honestly think that based off what I've seen, I like both quarterbacks. I like them both.
Now, I do like both quarterbacks, but But the thing about it is that when you got a quarterback like Cam, and the way you want that RPO system to run, it's gonna hum. And if he would not, I'm gonna be honest with you. If he did not go out with this concussion, that 33 points wouldn't even be there. You probably scoring 50, 40, 50. I'm telling you. It's just the way that the offense is ran through him, and the way the offense is ran through Jacobian is totally different. And he's fast. He races on an explosive run, but at the same time, you still gotta account for him though too.
Right, and I agree, and that's why I'm saying that's why I'm biased, because me seeing Cam, that even you even more dangerous than just think about this. Think about the running game, So now you got all these backs, plus you got a quarterback that can take this to the crib at any time, which gonna make you explosive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, So,
but now it's kind of like, are you going to risk? It gets really tricky out here, especially when you're seeing other teams have similar situations. And this is just one of those things when you have a dual threat quarterback, which is, are you going to risk putting them out there like that? It's risky to say I'm going to put my quarterback on the line, by having him run a lot of plays, and people are like, oh, that's what dual threat quarterbacks are for. That's what you're supposed to do. When you speak about longevity of a season, the ability to have two quarterbacks that are at this level, though, on the same team, that's a very good problem to have. And a lot of folks I know, they are wishing that they had a situation where QB1 and QB2 come in the clutch. They're exchangeable, interchangeable, healthy, of course. You can interchange them. Maybe they'll listen to you. I've said it 100 times. What did he say? Morgan is significantly the better quarterback. The only upside is Cam is fast. So unless he breaks an explosive run, he doesn't bring as much value. That's what they're saying.
I mean, but at the same time, you see how the offense, if you run the RPO system, how the offense runs a little bit more smoother. But you can also see that when Jacobian comes in, he runs the offense that that even then, you still gotta account for him. And I would say this though too, because excuse my language, that's a big motherfucker to break down. That's a big dude. Look, he probably got me by half it, by like a third of an inch as far as height, because I'm 6'4". You seen me, and he's 6'4", but that's a big dude. That's a big motherfucker to break down. But he does add that, you know what I'm saying? He does add that dynamic though. He adds a dynamic. And
Lining up for that.
You got Uncle Willie in the chat.
What? Tell Willie to come up here. Willie! Here, let me go ahead and put it on out there. Let me put his... I got to call Willie to the floor.
He made it big time, Willie! 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 He gone! Willie!
That Southern was gonna get their ass mollywop. Wasn't playing, was he? He wasn't lying. He said they was gonna get mollywop. So for me, all right, Lionel, you saying all that? You better win next week. PB versus everybody better win next week.
Is that
SU is terrible? You didn't score a touchdown today.
They played Michigan State.
So they still didn't score. They didn't score nothing. What's happening, Uncle Willie? Willie! Oh, they still didn't score nothing. What's the word on the street, What happened with Southern?
They got their ass whooped. They got their behind whooped. Look, you know, now, Timon, I was back and forth because there's a guy that have his feed was coming through a lot clearer and a lot faster than your speed was. But
right.
I was back and forth, so I'm letting you know I was on another channel watching the stream, and it's certain people in here. I mean, I just wanted to address the haters. I'm waiting to see them pop up in this chat, but you got a lot of haters. Now, a lot of these people that I'm not going to call no names that claim they hate Jackson State, they do that for likes and getting subscribers. They wouldn't be into be this fully invested into it. They really hated Jackson State, but you really got haters out there. You really got people that hate Jackson State. So if Mr. Ford is still on, I want him to answer me this. This is what some of the haters said. They say TC can't coach. How can you not coach and you put 33 offensive points on the board? How can you barely score? Listen, how can you barely score 24 points? How is that possible? How do you barely score? You barely score 2 points. You barely score a field goal. How do you barely score 24 points? The asinine things that people say, that they be so overwhelmed and caught up in their hate, they don't realize how asinine the things they say sound.
They just have to discount everything.
Everything. Now what's that? I can't pronounce that guy's name. That number 19, that receiver. I think he's going to play on the next level. That guy 3 weeks in a row, he done made some incredible catches. He just go and snatch the ball out there.
Or are you talking about Kobe Paul? The number 16?
No, not no, the one with the funny name. Fortillion.
Yeah.
Jonas.
That boy just go and take the ball out the air just like you taking sweetness out of sugar. He just snatches it out there. You seen, he made a couple good plays tonight. Now, Jacoby and Morgan. Now I agree with you, Doc. As far as the red zone, when he get in the red zone, he's probably unstoppable. I don't think you should really worry about. I shouldn't say this, but I don't think his running. I wouldn't want to get in front of him and tackle him, but his running ability is not that effective out in the middle of the field. But when he get in that red zone, then he becomes a true triple threat. But people don't believe in his arm, but he's gonna fool you. He's gonna show you. When they was playing UNLV, when they were playing not UNLV, I'm sorry,
ULM.
When they were playing ULM, like I was saying, when I was watching the game, I knew that TC wasn't trying to show everything he had, and he wasn't trying to get anybody hurt.
You did
he wasn't
say
really,
that he was. You said that he was diving up. He was saving it.
yeah. And then the next week, he came out and ran 5 brand new plays that they didn't even see the week before. He ran a few plays the night you didn't see before. He still got stuff in it. And the people that sit on the sideline, they really piss me off, Doc. I bet you none of these jokers never ever played sandlot football, and they want to question how this guy coached. They want to question the durability of the backs. They want to question how good the backs and how good. And you know they had a FAMU fan on earlier talking about FAMU had the best quarterback in. Now I'm gonna say it again. FAMU got a middle school size quarterback with a pop water arm. Both of our quarterbacks is better than that. But you'll see. I believe he's going to get sacked 5 times and throw 2 interceptions. Number 2 had 3 interceptions. I mean, had 3 sacks tonight. I think the whole defense had like 5 sacks altogether.
Oh, Joshua Nobles is going to eat.
He's going. I think he's going to play on the next level. What is his classification?
Look like a junior, senior, something like
yeah,
that.
It looked like he had enough room to get another year in. He's pretty good. He probably get a late round draft or walk on signing or however. I believe he's going to play. I believe he's a junior.
He's a junior. Yeah.
He got 3 sacks.
You know what's so funny? So you know how bad we beat Lane last week, right?
Right.
They got their first victory over today. Over Benedict.
Wait a minute. Why you on that subject, Doc? You know they want to talk about how bad Louisiana was. Louisiana beat a team last week too, didn't it?
UAB,
beat a pretty good team.
UAB. The one that beat Alcorn.
Right. So it's all about matchups. I really believe this year is going to come down to the matchups and who can make the best adjustments. I have all the confidence in the world with TC running the show. I think he's a lot better than 90% of the coaches in the SWAC. And I just wonder if Southern do they still? I heard some Southern fans. I've seen some Southern fans say they ready to get rid of the coach because they done lost this game. You know, Dooley took them to.
They ready to get rid of him already.
I heard about 3. I seen about 3 Southern fans calling saying they need to change coaching. Coaching is bad. They don't want to give credit to what was the stats, Timon? That's what I really call to find out because I had made a bet with someone. Did they get over 500 yards total offense?
They got over 400 yards total offense.
Dog, I missed that one. Well, we got 400 yards total offense and how many yards passing?
So let's see, net total yards. So 416 for Southern and 399 for Jackson State.
Yeah, they got a few.
You know, they on the second half they were really basically just running the ball,
running the clock out. Yeah,
running the clock out and towing the line, and so
I really believe that then a lot of people they'll talk about. I seen somebody in your chat was trying to tell someone that it was the second and third string in when they start scoring and moving the ball in the late third and fourth quarter. It wasn't like it was the first thing. Man,
ain't no way that Bowden had 352 passes.
He did. I told y'all he was killed.
Ain't no way y'all had that man out there with that many damn passing yards.
That man was killing. He was killing Day on his side. Oh yeah, lineup. Benedict lost like over 30 players to graduation, plus to the transfer portal, and key pieces to the coaching staff. But at the same time, it's still Lane College. You still lost to Lane. I don't want to hear it.
Wait, man, who lost the Lane? Doc.
Benedict.
Okay. I thought. Okay. All right. Well, Lane had they did their best.
Diet water. Noah Bowden had the diet water for this game. Sending blitz practices, we were getting beat over top.
Yeah, so we get beat over top.
Yeah. The blitzing, and that's what I was saying to Perry the other night on the show. I'm like, Tissette is not going to be ready for that defense and the blitzing and the quarterback hurry, and he's going to get overwhelmed. And that's what happened. He didn't know how to throw the ball away. He didn't know how to get rid of it. And ultimately, I hope that he's okay injury-wise, but he wasn't able to get rid of the ball quick enough, and so that frazzled him. Noah did come in, and but he had some interceptions. So
that second string quarterback, I'm quite sure he's in the hot tub now. I mean, he took a beating tonight. They beat him up. They literally hit him almost every time he went back to play flat pass. They put him on the ground. They put him on his big number.
So Tissette was overwhelmed in the sense that when he was getting ran out of the pocket, instead of getting rid of the ball, he was still trying to take off with it because he's a dual threat quarterback. Sometimes you might try to shake a defensive end or a linebacker. There's somebody coming straight up your way. Like you can literally see the defender coming and bullying and getting ready to bully you down. He's not like Jacoby and Morgan. Jacoby and Morgan saw somebody bullying him down and he threw it over him and he got a completion. Tissette, he need to get rid of the ball.
I'm gonna tell you something else. You just said something that made me think. I think Jackson State, now FAMU is pretty quick too, but they're not as talented, not as strong as we are in the trenches. But Jackson State has speed on offense and defense. And that's I think that what got to that young quarterback also. He probably used to seeing one particular type speed, but we match speeds with Louisiana. With that Power 5 school. We match speeds with you see how that game is played out.
Right.
So
and then we're just not able to see like with FAMU. When we were seeing them going toe-to-toe, they were going toe-to-toe with teams that are on the lower end of the MEAC, right? So
thank you.
Norfolk State is on the low end.
Yeah,
and
they got destroyed today.
They got destroyed. And then South Carolina State is rebuilding as well. They did beat Citadel last week, but then they got hammered by Georgia Southern. So for me, it's kind of like me seeing Jackson State versus Southern, where you have two teams in the SWAC, then I'm like, oh, okay, we're on this par. So for FAMU, that calling card won't come until after Alabama A&M for me because they're getting ready to go play Troy. So I have to see them, it has to be SWAC matchup versus SWAC. Just like we getting ready to see Southern beat Prairie View this next week. Southern gonna beat
I can't wait. I can't wait.
And then we're going to be asking Prairie View, how you going to talk about Sutton? Oh, I don't know. How you going to talk about Sutton?
Now, the toughest game I think we have coming up is Alabama State. I think we'll beat them, but I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a real rough game. Other than that, I don't see nobody else beating us. Not even FAMU. I think FAMU gonna get 50 put on their ass. I really believe that. I believe they're gonna get. I believe.
Willie, you know that they lost their third quarterback now, too. They don't have a quarterback.
Oh, they done lost. They done lost the little boy.
They lost the third one. I think they're on the fourth now.
You talking about the little small rascal? They done lost him.
I don't know if he's a small rascal, but I know somebody.
You talking about FAMU quarterback?
No, Alabama State lost. Okay,
Oh shoot! Oh no! I forgot they did. Yeah.
They lost O'Brien, and they had a third string quarterback, and now they've allegedly he got injured. Braxton.
So the white boy is out too. O'Brien is the white boy, right?
O'Brien has a concussion. He had to he retired from football after the concussion.
Really?
Yeah, and so they don't have those two, but they had a third quarterback. Wow. And then I was just told today that quarterback is also out. So they are like having quarterback woes. So for me, Bethune-Cookman doesn't have a quarterback. So for the SWAC East, it really is FAMU versus Jackson State. But I'm still not sold on FAMU's offense or defense because, like I said, they were going toe-to-toe. They do show resiliency in the second half of their games. They do show resiliency, but he over here messing with the lights. FAMU, like I want to see them against Alabama A&M or Alabama State, and that will tell me like, okay, where are they at in the SWAC? Ransom is not effective. He's not effective passing wise.
Oh yeah, you talking about the little guy, the quarterback for FAMU. I don't want to.
Daniel, you talking about Daniel Richardson, the 5'10", 5'9", 5'10" quarterback.
That's the size of that's the size of kids in middle school.
Yeah, but I think he only has one interception, but he's been effective though.
He doesn't really put the ball in harm's way, and he's a hard player to take down.
Okay. When that front four, that front seven of them Tigers get a hold to his ass, they're gonna have to have another quarterback for the second half too. They're gonna knock him out the game. I'm telling you, watch and see. They got a point to prove. They're gonna knock his little ass out the game. I'm telling you, he's not no Doug Flutie. He's not no Doug Flutie. So all this size don't matter. They gonna knock him in the mouth. They gonna put him in. If one of the Alabama teams don't hurt him, watch and see. You just watch and see what I tell you. Just watch and see. But he most definitely gonna get knocked out the game when he play Jackson State if he make it that far. They gonna run right through him. That defense is no joke. That offensive line is no joke. TC just been playing with these guys.
I know they hate to see the Tigers coming.
Nah, they have to come here, right? Don't they have to come here? Don't they have to come to the vet?
They hate to see us coming their way. Those defenders are relentless.
I like that. That Tiger biting that that Jaguar. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but man, I just wanted to get on and make the haters hate. You know, they kind of quiet. They listening, but they not saying anything. They about to cry. They about to cry, but they gonna cry even worse because see that's what they wait. They want FAMU or Alabama State to beat us, but Alabama they don't like they full quarterback. So yeah, it's about lights out.
Alabama State had a ugly game tonight too.
Yeah, it's so haters. Y'all got a whole week to cry.
I said it like I said it the other day. If you guys didn't have a chance, look at that. I said Givens was not going to be the Somebody said we got to worry about the third.
Really? They just want anybody to beat Jackson State. Anybody. They just want anything to happen.
Yeah, I put
just anything to happen. Just anything to happen. Oh, let me tell you this. It was a question asked in this streaming that I was listening to. Now I'm gonna try not to call no names because I hadn't called no name. I hadn't called his name in probably a year, probably about 8 months. But our former coach, the question was asked. I didn't respond to the question. I wasn't gonna dignify that foolishness. The question was asked: if the former coach wanted to come back, would he be accepted?
Hell no.
Hell no. Thank you. Thank you. And I want all Jackson State fans and friends and alumni to speak out and let them know, because that's what a lot of these people was on these podcasts for. They was for that former coach. Right. Our record is better. We have a better winning record. We still winning. We don't even talk about that. We're talking about our success. We're not talking about that foolishness that's going out there.
No, we're enjoying it. We got Tigers on our coach. There we go.
And people are like, oh, they should. You know, one day you should. We should. I ain't saying what you should. I don't even want to bring him up, but anyway, that need to be addressed. Let people know that, you know, the haters are the only ones that's talking about that foolishness. People at Jackson State fans and stuff that's been fans and alumni, we passed that. We going on new bigger and better things. That's behind us.
Right. We're not.
And I just want you all to know that we don't have no, you know, that man doing what he got to do, and we doing what we got to do. And hell no, don't nobody want him back. I don't think he'll be accepted back. So with that said, y'all have a good night. And I'll be looking forward to seeing y'all next time y'all get on the air. I'm going to get in here and get me a bath.
Thursday night. Jackson State. Do we have any
Thursday night. I'll be there. Thank you for taking my call. I'll talk to you later, Doc. All right.
Y'all, let's unk up in here.
He made a big time, Willie. Willie! Willie! He gone! Willie!
Okay, so I have a question. This
Yeah.
is, you know, all right. So, do we have any Gremlin content creators?
You know who I can talk? Miss Marva. That's when I met. I met at Media Day. She's a former Miss Grambling.
Oh, is that She Knows Sports, or she says sports?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I didn't know she was a Gremlin alum.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Graham said they ready. They ready for us to go to the hole. I know you said if you fall down the steps, you're gonna die. They don't got no DoorDash. Ain't no what is it? What else did you say? What? And you said it's real hot in there.
So
I'm gonna wear a hat.
So,
I need a hat.
the game is gonna be at 6 o'clock, right?
Yes.
The game's gonna be at 6 o'clock. So it should be good by the time kickoff start. But yes, you please do not miss a step going down to your seat.
But you know what also is next weekend? SWAC Basketball Media Day in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yep.
SWAC Media Day is next Friday and Saturday.
Yep. And guess what? I will be.
Are you going?
No, I'm not gonna go, but I'll be on the virtual. So I'll be on virtual. So I got my. I guess I got.
I'm trying to see if I'm gonna pull the trigger on that one. Yeah.
But I'm gonna be virtual since it's in the morning time too.
Yeah, it's at 9 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Zach,
yeah,
said,
no, for real, you missed the step, you gonna meet the Lord.
Go to the upper room.
You gonna meet your makeup.
Upper room.
And
just so happy because Jackson State. Perry didn't come. Perry, I mean, he just, this is the best I could do for Perry, y'all. This is the best that I could get from him. I couldn't get him on the line. He's nowhere to be found. So the best statement that I got from him was this.
So, man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say. So, man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say. So, man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man.
Is this Gremlin?
Dear Gremlin.
Let me see.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's when they play Alcorn down at the reservation.
I was giving Peasy a precursor to when Alcorn loses to Gremlin. Man, I don't know, boy. It's looking kind of shaky for some of these schools. I'm not gonna be like I was last year. Last year I was like overly obnoxious. But I said win, and I'm still saying it. Great win for Jackson State Tigers.
We are 2-1.
Wait, let's get this man up here because I think Mr. Ford sleep. He's sleep.
Oh, Mr. Ford gone to sleep.
No, he's not gone. He's still on here, but he's sleep. Let me take him off. He's dreaming. So good night, Mr. Ford.
Okay, man. Y'all, when you coming back?
Thursday, Gremlin versus Jackson State, unless I go to SWAC Media Day. So I'll let you know.
Okay. All right.
Is this week?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the 15th.
Sure. Let me get. I don't. Shit, I thought about yesterday was Friday the 13th. Didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that yesterday.
I mean, Atlanta's like, what, 3.5 hours from Charlotte?
For you, yeah, but it's 11.
I'm not in Charlotte, but I mean, basically, all I see is I see Coach Green in the chat, but he needs to come to the floor. Call Coach Green to the floor.
Come on, Coach Green.
Because you gotta come up here, Coach Green, because we ain't gonna see you for the rest of the season.
Let's talk about your new school. Edward Waters getting towed out frame by Alcorn.
Oh, Edward.
And there was a game that in a tie today.
Yeah, Florida Memorial, right? Due to
Flomo and Clark Atlanta.
Coach Green need to get up here. Any other time. You wrong.
It's just opinion.
Come on, Coach Green.
It's just opinion. That's all it is. It's just opinion. It's just opinion. That's all it is. It's just opinion. It's just.
Come on, Coach Green. I'm calling you to the flow.
And let's see, A&T lost to Delaware.
A&T got skull drug. Man, Dave gotta hang it up, boy. Flat screen.
1-11 is in their future.
I cannot believe Southern fans are already asking for Coach Graves to get fired. But you know what? This is actually history. And the reason why I say that it's history is because when it comes to Jackson State versus Southern matchup, The longest streak is held, of course, by Southern, right?
8 games in a row.
Right. So this is the matchups for the Boombox Classic. So Jackson State has won 4 straight against Southern University. It's the longest win streak in the series since another 4-game streak between 1985 and 1988. So this streak right here between Jackson State and Southern makes it Jackson State's longest win streak ever. So Jackson State now with this 5th win has made it the longest win streak in the series ever on Jackson State side. The Jaguars had won each of previous 8 matchups prior to this recent stretch. The last time Jackson State hosted Southern University was in the 2022 SWAC Conference Championship game. The Jaguars find themselves behind 26-0 in the first quarter. That was similar to this game too. Their largest deficit faced against any FCS opponent after the opening period since 2001, down 27 against Grambling. So yeah. Some player highlights. Comment down in the chat. Which player do you think had the most pass yards in the Boombox Classic? Is it Terrence Levy of Southern, Lamontiez Ivy of Jackson State, Robert Kent of Jackson State, Austin Howard of Southern, or Lamontiez Ivy of Jackson State? Oh, I don't know why they did that. I guess because he's in there twice. So which player? We did one earlier, and I asked who had the most passing touchdowns. And everybody picked Shador. It's like, nah, it was the White Tiger. The White Tiger had 5 passing touchdowns. Coach Green. What up, Coach?
What's up?
Oh, you quiet, ain't it?
You quiet.
I'm quiet. I'm right here. You hear me? Can you hear me?
Coach, give me an overview of your Southern Jags. I can hear you. Give us an overview of your Southern Jags. It is fine, but
we lost. That's what it was. We lost.
We lost. That's not all you got to say. We need to know, like, what's up? Is it your offensive coordinator? The play?
We threw for 400 something yards, so ain't nothing wrong with the offense. We just got to run the ball better. That's it. Got to run the ball better and cut down on the penalties. We had too many penalties. And that's about it. Just had too many penalties. And we missed the early opportunity. Ball right in the DB hand.
What early opportunity did you miss? Oh, you talking about Cam McCoy?
That was an early opportunity.
An early opportunity to do what?
Don't play dumb. Come on now. It was an early opportunity to do. That was like nothing but lane, straight end zone if he caught it.
So so what is the rest of the season looking like for Southern? This is not counted as a conference game, so you still have an early opportunity. To do something. How are you going to turn it around?
We fine. We're gonna turn around. We fine. Like I said, we threw for 400 something yards. Noah stepped up when after T-Set went down, and Noah stepped up and did some things. He did better than what he did the first 2 games. So we're gonna be fine.
Can you speak to the defense?
Defense fine. Told you penalties. We gotta cut down on penalties. Defense fine.
They wiped out Givens. The offense swallowed. The offensive
no, they did not wipe. No, they. That's now you capping. Now you on here capping.
I'm not. Givens was.
You are capping. Givens was what?
He was basically X'd out the game. The offensive line
he was not
well against him.
Once again, you're capping. He wasn't X'd out the game. He had QB pressures. He had tackles.
Nothing.
So come on now, he wasn't. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Okay, what about Joshua Griffin?
What about him? He's the best kicker in the SWAC. What you talking about? Best kicker in the SWAC.
He's not the best kicker. We have the best kicker.
He is the best. That's a lie. Have your kicker kicked
The reason why your kicker has to be the best kicker is because y'all can't get into the red zone, or you guys can't score a touchdown.
We got in the red zone.
And you didn't score.
We did.
What game
Why
were you?
sending
Did you
the
go
cat?
to the game?
So,
Coach, did you go to the game?
hold up. So you didn't see us score 15? Talking about we ain't getting in the red zone. That's a lie. Once again, we scored 15. So that means a touchdown happened. Stop capping, bro.
This is how I know that it doesn't matter like how it is whenever you come on here. You are just going to maintain that vibrato that, it is what it is. Like, it's Coach Green.
Nah, because you already capping. You ain't had the cap like that. You could just say, yes, y'all beat us. Y'all won. That's it. Y'all won.
That's what you did. Are you so you getting ready to disappear? Because it's looking real abysmal.
I never disappear. Why you over there capping again? Never disappear.
Basketball high.
Every time we lost, I sit here and take it up on the chin.
What you gonna do with Prairie View?
I'm not like JSU folks. JSU folks the one that hide when they lose.
All right, so what are you gonna do next week versus Prairie View?
We're gonna win the game. That's what we're gonna do. What y'all gonna do next week?
Win, like we've been doing.
Okay, we're gonna see. Y'all going to the hole.
What that mean?
Strange things happen at the hole.
I mean, as long as they ain't cheating. What kind of strange things happens at the hole? I don't want to go to the hole. They said they don't got no DoorDash. They don't have Instacart. And if you want some food, you gotta go to the chicken shack by the train tracks.
You can sit there and crack all them jokes all you want.
Chicken shack by the train tracks. Tiger 9511, is that true? That you go to a chicken shack by the train tracks?
You can sit there and crack all them jokes.
You go across.
You can crack all them jokes.
I mean, we won tonight. Why would not?
Hey, my boy on here, he know strange things happen at the hole.
Hey, Coach Green,
did you lying? Did I what?
Coach Green, do you remember this?
You gonna take your chain, hoe ass.
What?
I guess things ain't go according to plan, huh, Peters?
Man, we was hanging in there with him at first.
Yeah, and that lasted about as long as Chris Brown and stomped the yard. All right, 2nd and 3. Right, quarterback steps up like Channing Tatum. All right, take a look at this guy getting thrown around like an overused word. All right, take a look at Peters. I'm terrified. These guys are much stronger than I anticipated. He got me hemmed up like the dry cleaning lady. Right, here comes Deion's son. These boys are rich. Only Sanders or more chicken is the colonel. I try to catch him. All right, but the only thing I run is my mouth. So he gets away like Casey Anthony. All right, now watch Jacobs. Right, the joke's on y'all. I already know I'm slower than continental drift. All right, so why even try? Let me just pull up like David Goggins or Birdman on the Breakfast Club. 42-yard touchdown. All right, 2nd and 6. Right, hand it off to the back. Right, take a look at Charles. I'm scared. This guy's bigger than me, stronger than me, faster than me. His SWAC surface is much smoother than mine. Right, I try to tackle him. All right, but I piss down my leg and get my head pushed back like a Pez dispenser. Touchdown. All right, I'm Davis. Right, I'm scared. The ball's coming right at me. I don't know what to do. Right, I could jump up, maybe knock it down, pick it off. All right, but I'm not really an athlete, so I'm just gonna turn around and watch this spectacular catch. Oh my God, look at his feet tap like Charles Oliveira. Touchdown. DBs in this room. We gotta create turnovers, fumble recoveries, interception. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not teaching it right. Need to bring Davis's mama in here. She show y'all how to grab some balls.
Damn.
It'd be like Shannon Sharp talking through it.
That's really not funny at all, because I can always talk about when you remember what happened in the Superdome. Since you want to talk about, you want to bring up the past. You remember what happened in the Superdome?
You be talking Superdome. The first year we
You remember
played,
what happened in the Superdome?
You talking about when I
No,
was
you
born?
remember what happened?
Was I born
Nah,
yet?
it was you was born. Oh, you was born. You was born when that when
it was when I
y'all
was in
thought y'all
school.
threw it.
It was when I was in
You
school.
thought y'all threw a when y'all thought y'all threw a touchdown, your boy was
If
out of
it was
bounds.
when you
You
was
remember
in
that?
school, that was 20 years ago, wasn't it?
It was when I was in school.
You remember that?
Years
You
ago?
remember that?
Do I remember from 20
You
years
remember
ago?
that?
No, we don't remember
I know
that.
you remember them 8 wins. I know you remember them 8 wins.
Can I put my let me hold on. Let me put my face on that.
Since you want to go,
He been losing.
I'm just saying. Since you just
I've ever known him, he's been losing. Oh, he's talking about 11 years. He's talking about a
hey,
decade.
be happy. Be happy. Will y'all make the SWAC championship? That's all I'm want to know. Since you want to talk,
okay?
will y'all make the SWAC championship?
I have a stat for that too, for regarding Southern and their ability to actually get a SWAC championship. I want to say you've only gotten what?
We got more than y'all. We got more than y'all. We got more than y'all. More than y'all.
You've been in the conference
We have
way
more
longer.
SWAC.
You've
We
been in
have
the
more than
conference way
y'all.
longer than us. You guys were in the conference in the 1920s.
We got more than
came
y'all.
with
At the end of the day, we got more than y'all. At the end of the day, we got more than y'all.
You remember what happened tonight, Coach Green? He act like he got amnesia.
No, I ain't forget. No, I don't have amnesia. I know what happened tonight. I know exactly what happened tonight.
September 14th.
Will y'all be in the SWAC championship? Will y'all be in the SWAC championship?
The man from Grambling said y'all ain't won a SWAC championship since 2013.
That's cool. When the Grambling won, when the last time Grambling won one?
What? What, 2016, 2017?
Shit. But anyway, like I said, will y'all be there?
Yeah.
Because I know we gonna be there. Will y'all be there when we be there?
Anyway.
That's all I'm saying. Will y'all be there when we be there?
It's bad business when Alabama A&M got a championship, got a SWAC championship before Southern.
No, they don't have a. That's a lie. Now you capping again. You capping again. They don't have another. They don't have no.
COVID year. They won
They
the
don't even.
SWAC.
Come on, bro. Dude. That don't even count, bro.
They counted.
You
counted it
no,
before. It must have been
no. Cause don't you go. Don't be on here capping because you said it don't count either. You said the exact same thing I'm saying.
I said,
all right then. All right
they,
then. All right then.
The key word is
nobody in their right mind counts that. 4 games.
Everybody counts it.
4 games. 4 games. Come on, bro. 4 games.
Hey, the SWAC
And
said,
half the SWAC didn't play.
The SWAC said it counts. That came from the commissioner himself. It counts. Jay White
and
said
what did you say?
Rings.
And what did you say?
Their rings on their finger.
And what did
it
you
counts.
And what did you say?
Anyway, Coach Green,
it don't matter what I say.
It matter
all right then. All right then. Everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat said the same thing. Everybody in the chat said the same thing.
I don't know who this young man is. I bookmarked it because I wanted to see it. It says, and I'm calling him out too. Robin Beauplans. I don't know. He said that once I send you this on Saturday, just know we're going live after SU beat them boys.
Oh,
so that was the Shannon Sharp picture, right?
Why are you saying,
Coach, this is
somebody. Come on, man. Better jokes, bro. Better jokes.
It's not a joke. This is somebody from your team.
Better jokes, bro.
So you're saying that his joke was lame? So you're saying that the Southern dude's joke was lame because it was a Southern dude that said it? Okay. All right. Listen.
All right.
Thank you for your services.
Enjoy it.
We enjoyed it.
Hope to see,
We need to update.
Hope to see y'all. Hope we see y'all in the SWAC championship.
Y'all not getting to
Never worry.
We not worried about that.
You will go to the SWAC championship and never worry.
We've been there before, didn't we? When y'all thought we was gonna get there, we got there before, didn't we?
12 years ago. I didn't even
that
have
was
my
no 12 years ago. When we got to the SWAC championship.
All right, Coach, you gotta go.
When people thought we wasn't gonna be in the SWAC championship before, we made it to the SWAC championship, and you know that, and it was under Dooley.
Y'all made it. Y'all made the SWAC championship under Big Worm and got destroyed by Alcorn.
A lie. Cap. I was
got
there.
plenty of ball caps in the room. I got about 50 of them. You know.
Cap.
Which one you want me to go?
That game went down to the wire. I was there.
Just thinking about it.
Stop capping.
Ready. I listen to Get Ready on YouTube.
They want him fired. They want him gone.
I love playing there. I love being there. I mean, I get fired up just thinking about it. I even listen to Get Ready. I listen to Get Ready on YouTube. I love playing there. I love being there. I mean, I get fired up just thinking about it. I even listen to
They already calling for his head, boy. Talking about some. I love being there. He was clapping too. Clapping. Boy.
Okay.
Coach Graves, you know that Southern is they're a hard fan base to please. Tiger 9511 says, yep, you've been there. You've been losing. You lost in 2014, 2018, 2019. He says you just keep going to the SWAC championship just to lose. I'm with Coach Graves.
Okay. Whoa. Since y'all keep going.
I love listening to the band.
Y'all go to the Celebration Bowl to lose too. So what you talking about?
Hey, at least we got there twice.
You go there and lose every time.
At least we got there twice. Y'all ain't
You got there to lose.
Y'all haven't stepped foot in Atlanta in like 20 years.
You got there and lost.
We got there.
Got your ass kicked. Y'all got there and got your ass kicked. Y'all got your ass kicked. Y'all got your ass
Celebration Bowl.
Y'all got your ass kicked. Y'all got there to get your ass kicked.
Tony's over here asking who won. Listen, Southern lost the 0 quarter, the first quarter, the second quarter.
Now you cap. Now you cap.
The third quarter, the fourth quarter, the fifth quarter, the ride home, the ride there.
Nobody care about the J Settles, man. Nobody.
No disrespect.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being a representative of the Jaguars. We appreciate Coach Green for coming up here and instead of Perry, because Perry probably would have been dropping F-bombs again on the live, and I can't be having all that on my live. So I'ma just right. He said that and he hurried up and got off. This is y'all really look. This is Tony, this is a live. Thank you, nephew. Nephew sent this to me. He added me. This was in the stadium tonight. I don't be dropping the F-bomb. I don't drop the F-bomb, PZ. That's different. Huh?
He's an alternate. He didn't march on the field. He just there to march on. He just there to play in the stands. He big mad. Like we losing.
Yeah, that's some good old Jaguar stew. Some Jaguar gumbo.
Yeah, it tastes bitter.
Some Jaguar roux. Okay.
Dang, Granny. Ah.
man, it's a piece of ice in hell.
Hey, P, I just thought about. Hey, I just thought about that. I'm like, oh, it was Boombox. It's Boombox week, boy. They done shake all their heads up for this game.
Mr. Chapman. So people have their off days, right? They do. But I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Jacobian Morgan, which I'll go ahead and read that once again, because you can say what you want with an eye test, right? And that's why I will implore everyone to tune into our HBCU quarterback club that is featured on Around the Block Monday through Fridays at 12 noon, because we have a segment in which we call the Quarterback Club. And basically we are featuring and covering and basically keeping up to date on the quarterbacks that we feel have the potential to put up a lot of passing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns, or what may you have. And one of the highlights that we were able to compile from the quarterbacks, interesting enough, is that Jacobian Morgan had the second highest, and this is after ULM and Lane, second highest completion percentage in the FCS at 82.1%, a minimum of 25 attempts. Second highest completion percentage through team's first 2 games of the season by a SWAC player this century. So he was second. The first one was Jalen Macon in 2023. He had a completion percentage of 83.3%. So Jacobian Morgan, going into after week 2, had the highest completion percentage, right? And so it did take a dip for this third game, but one of those games was against an FBS team, right? So that's why when people say things like that, yes, he could have a rough game, but you have to look at the stats, right? So the stats say statistically that Jacobian Morgan's completion rate is the highest, and it's probably still the highest in the SWAC. It might be right up there with maybe Daniel Richardson. We'll know after the completion of week 3 where it's at, but it's still going to be higher than all of the quarterbacks in the SWAC. Maybe Daniel Richardson might be the top 2. He still has the highest, and Cam as well, Cameron McCoy as well. So when you're looking at the quarterbacks on the SWAC list, and we could go down and look at the completion percentage, it's top 3, and 2 of the top 3 are Jackson State. Okay. And if I need to pull that up for you guys, or, paste it so you can see for yourself, that's something that can be done. I'm pretty sure they have NCAA FCS completion stats, actually. Is that how? I wonder if that's how Blue be winning stuff. Do he go to the FCS thing and look at the football players and stuff? I picked the wrong quarterback. Like, and it was against an NAIA team. Like, what's going on?
I think we both picked the wrong quarterback. Who you have for your quarterback?
It's Quad.
Oh Lord, he was 8 for 18 and had 1 interception.
Didn't even get a touchdown, I don't think. Okay, so this is why you need to. This is why it's always facts over feelings, right? I'm getting ready to show this to you. Y'all go ahead and if you would like, you can, please support the channel. But anyway, all right, let me pull this up for you folks who want to talk. Okay, so this is the FCS website, right? It posts the actual stats. I love looking at stats. I like math, right? Because what a person can see on paper, it might put context to things. All right, so this is going into September 12th. Completion percentage And number 2 is Jacoby and Morgan of Jackson State. Let me see where the next. And number 14 is Daniel Richardson. So it was just as I thought. So when I said top 3, that's what I meant. So Jackson State, Jacoby and Morgan is at 80.821%. Daniel Richardson is at 0.682.
68%.
Yeah, 68.2% basically, and 82.1. And then we have North Carolina A&T, Tennessee State, Grambling, which all of these are going to actually everybody's is going to fall, right? So that's out of the top 50. And I mean, yes, it's early in the game, but to start out that high and to actually go against a ULM team, which is an FBS team, so there you go. And Peasy is saying that we're a run first team, but you really don't know what we are, right? You didn't even see half of those backs weren't even competing in the first 2 games.
But I would say, but I'm on the real. I'm gonna have to agree with them for a little bit. We are a run first team. I
don't see us as being run first. I see us as having a dynamic, powered offense, and whatever works against whatever team, you're going to adjust it. So this particular game, we saw running backs that we haven't even seen before. How many new backs did we have tonight? I'm gonna pull it up. No, when I say new, I mean new to this particular year. Absolutely, we saw JD Martin make an appearance, which he hasn't been there. Irv Mulligan made an appearance. Amari Matthews made an appearance.
No, he played last week.
He did? Okay, let me see. Did we see Kobe Boykins?
Yes, he played last week.
Okay, so, and then people are saying we're a run first, but damn, look at this running back room. We got Ahmad Miller, Travis Terrell, Amari Matthews, JD Martin, Kobe Boykins, Nate Blount, Ezekiel Johnson. I want to say, is Jamil Gardner a running back? And James?
No, Jamil is a receiver.
Okay, so Ezekiel, Nate, Kobe, JD Martins, Amari Matthews, Travis Terrell, Irv Mulligan, Ahmad Miller. And on top of you having those running backs, you also have 2 quarterbacks who can also run.
Now I'm like, I had to, like, on a real, I had to agree with this. With Pizza, we are a run first team. Like, because the way the way I look at it, TC in a sense, he's still kind of old school because you run the ball to set up for the pass.
Right. I see him doing. He starts out balanced because when we were progressively watching the game, and I was seeing, okay, at the first quarter they had just as many offense or passing yardage as they did rushing, right? It was like 73 and 73, right? And then as the game progresses, whatever the defense allows you to do, or if they're opening up pockets for you to run through, which they were soft in the middle for the majority of the first and second quarter, you're going to continue to do that. If they allow for passing, I think there was a couple of deep balls and they were just missed. They were either overthrown or the receiver didn't come back down with the catch. So you basically do what works, right? You test some things out, you see what works. For us, I don't think that TC is going to rely on the run, right? Because now when you look at all the film, what do you see? Oh, Jackson State is a run first team. And so what do you
I'm gonna be, but
they're gonna make those adjustments. They're gonna make
change to where we're gonna be a passing team. I think we're gonna stay on state. I think that's just my opinion. I think we're still gonna stick with what we know as far as running the ball and being dominant as a run, pretty much like almost a run first team. But like you said, yes, we're gonna take what the defense gives us. So I mean, but at the same time, my whole thing is, can you stop it? Can you, you know what I'm saying? Can you stop the run? And if you can't stop it, I'm going to bludgeon you to death with running the football until you stop it.
And
you know
also
what I'm saying? It could be running back by committee. It could be getting 100, 200 yards.
Just
it could
to
be
put this out there, rushing, we average per game 148 rushing yards per game, 7 touchdowns. Right now we have a total rushing offense of 444 yards. And then passing, we have a total of 675 passing yardage, and average per game is 225. So, I mean, look, eye test, you're saying we're running first, a run first team, but that's just because why are we running in some of these situations? In ULM, we're running more because we want to run the clock and we don't want injuries. And what is it for this game as well? Why did we run the ball so much in the second half? And
because
we're running the clock. We're running right. So it's not necessarily the offense is run first. It's more so of we are running because of the situation. This offense is balanced as all get out. And I'm going to go ahead and put that 2024 cumulative stats in the chat so you guys can go ahead and take a look at it yourself. And basically that's just showing you 675 in the air and then 444 rushing. So, yeah. Average per game 373 average total offense per game. So, yeah. And I'm excited. We're going to have to work on our third down conversions.
Third down conversion, we did good though. We were 7-15.
We're 3-0 on fourth down. We're 3-0 on fourth down conversions.
Yeah, we didn't have to go on fourth down. We didn't go on fourth down. We kind of played it. We kind of played it easy, but we was.
This is through 2 games, so we'll see those updates. But it does say that points per game, Jackson State averages 35 points per game versus an opponent that's 17. Sometimes I feel like some people when they compare us, they're not comparing us to the teams that we're going up against. They're trying to compare us against the other Jackson State teams that we had in 2022 and 2023. You're trying to compare us against those teams instead of comparing us against who we playing.
True.
Oh, I love it. Yes. What do you think about our tight end?
The misdirection.
And misdirection. Coming in handy.
Yeah, the misdirection where you got Kobe going in. He got Kobe going in motion. He goes back into the backfield, acts like he's a running back. Then you really fake the handoff. You fake the handoff, and everybody's looking in the backfield.
I don't know.
Everybody was looking in the backfield and basically threw the ball over the top. I mean, that was a good play. I feel like Landy is going to be one of those dudes that's going to get. He could probably get like 30 or 40 catches for the season. And it all depends on how we keep. It just depends on what teams throw at us. Because like if we're going, next week we're going to the hole.
Marvin Landy is like that. He's a tight end, 6'4", 235 pounds. He's a senior from Lakeland, Florida. Tarleton State and Florida Atlantic were his last couple of schools. Mm-hmm. Before Jackson State, he played at Florida Atlantic for 2 seasons, targeted once versus Ohio in 2021, was a part of the Owls' inaugural AAC game and victory over Tulsa, worked in a 12-man package in the Owls' 56-14 win at USF. So he's got some games, but for me, I really feel like this is the ace in the hole that you need, right? Because you have somebody who can block, somebody who can catch, and somebody who can truck it down the field. I love the packages that they're dialing up for him too. And even in the game, like as we were watching the game, I said, I think we were up by 2 touchdowns. And I said, well, now we just gotta wait on Coach TC to dial up for the tight end, and it was like the 2 play calls later, Landy went in for a touchdown. It was crazy. So what you got up for this week?
Other than SWAC Media Day on virtual, and then we got the coaches call on Monday. And I got my top 10 live show. And then let's see, Friday. It all depends on my work schedule. If I'm off Friday, it'll be me and Uncle Sid giving our picks and doing the preview of our games of the week. And then of course it just all depends. Saturday, if I'm out to schedule, if they schedule me 10 to 6 or something like that, I'll be back here at the house and trying to stream the game. I kind of got in a little bit late today because I went on for my Uber to come in. But oh man.
I was trying to get a special guest to come up here real quick, but I don't think he's gonna come on.
He's salty.
No, he's not salty. He's just not coming up here. Come up here real quick. Close out the show. He's not gonna come up here.
Oh, you talking about?
All right. The standard is the standard. When determining a team's identity, you have to look at the number of running plays versus passing plays, not the number of yards. Okay, so I could pull that up too. And I did. So when I was looking at it, let me see. That's a stat we can easily pull up, which is the number of running plays versus the number of
passing plays. Just go to the team stats.
Rush attempts versus passing attempts.
Yeah, 42 rushing attempts for 201 yards, and then our passing attempts, we had 25 passing attempts for 198 yards. So,
and that's not, and once again, like we said, right? It's not the team's identity, right? We just happen to start. We're not going to throw the ball because we're trying to run the ball, right? We're trying to run it.
I mean, but I just think our identity is running the ball. I mean, we just got to play.
You get it when you find a team you can pass it on. I mean,
yeah, you can pass it on. Shoot, you exploit it, but at the same time, I still think it's just our identity is play smash mouth football, and we just doing it in a way where, I mean, we just have the players on, for every position. But I would say this in the West, it's going to be very interesting in the West because, like you said, Southern got Prairie View, so they go to PV this coming weekend.
Okay, right. You're talking about the upcoming matchups.
Yeah, upcoming matchups. You got Grambling players in Grambling at the hole. You got Pine Bluff, who I would still say they had a puncher's chance. They could have got Tennessee State tonight, but it is what it is. They lost 41.
Ooh, they was dialing it up.
Arkansas. Which that's going to be a tough one right there. You got Texas Southern coming back into play because they got Lamar this weekend. They got Lamar this weekend. FAMU got Troy. Just kind of make it a game and get your money and go home. Bethune playing Clark, Atlanta.
I mean,
that is going to be interesting, huh?
Do they want an air raid offense? Good Lord. These folks in the chat, they acting like it's supposed to be air raid. It's not Air McNair. but they're still when we talk about top tier quarterbacks, if we're talking about and we're ranking them in HBCU, I'm ranking our 2 quarterbacks are in the top 5. And Jacobian and Cameron McCoy are in the top. And we ain't even got into the depth chart with Ethan Terrell and Zay, or excuse me,
Zay.
Zay.
Kai Hagan from Pine Bluff. Got to watch out for him. He can sling it. He can chunk the ball down the field. And he haven't thrown. He has 5 touchdown passes to no interceptions right now. There go Dion Hugger right there. What's happening? I mean, Miles Crawley played like crap today, and they still won the game in overtime. I mean, what else you want to say? What else we got for this week in the SWAC? You got Southern Prairie View, Texas Southern Lamar. You got Grambling, Jackson State. We got
State plays McNeese.
Are
they going to go another week where they don't score a touchdown? I hope not.
I hope not. Who else?
Okay.
Who else?
I get it. 40 to 50 times per game is like, those are like Deion Sanders offensive call type of numbers, right? Where you want to have an air raid offense and you barely using the run. I mean, if Jackson State is a run first type of offense, or that's his package, RPO, whatever it is that he likes to do, as long as we win, right? I would like to see the dynamicness of our quarterbacks as well. So, but Alcorn State, y'all better score some touchdowns next week, or it's gonna be a problem.
They scored today.
They scored against a D2 team. Y'all got to do both. Y'all got to do like Jackson State, where you got. And let's just be real. The way that score looks is the 15 points that is up there it looks better, but in game they had 9 points for a long time. This is
really going for
this
a
is
shutout.
FAMU peeking in on the game. That's fam looking. I know y'all see us. Yep. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the SheLovesThee SWAC Saturday. I probably will not. I won't be streaming the game next weekend at all. I already know I won't.
I got you. So just tell me. Just send them.
Yeah, I won't be streaming it. Yep. We had some cat food, and it was just total domination, and I loved it. It was fun. Our starting linebacker got ejected tonight for targeting. Hey, you can't be hitting helmet to helmet. Can't be over there hitting helmet to helmet. That's not fair.
Hey, Southern.
Barry said he gonna come on next Thursday.
Southern. Let me tell you. Let me talk you through your win for next week.
Wait, what? Talk who through a win?
If y'all gonna win next week.
Cat stew. Yes.
Let's start talking about
Jaguar roast.
I'm still upset these fools trying to make fun of the hate, the Haitians talking about eating cats and stuff.
We had ours. It was good too. It was a little bit tough. Like,
you know what?
Need to be tenderized.
Good night. I will see you on the virtual if you're gonna do the virtual for this week for SWAC.
The coaches call.
Yeah, I'll see you on coaches call on Monday and SWAC Media Day this week. On virtual.
What you mean virtual?
The women is on the 19th and the men is on the 20th. I'm doing virtual. I ain't going down there.
Oh, you're saying it is virtual?
Yeah, they got some that's they gonna have one that's virtual, then they gonna have one that's you know, when you there. So.
Oh, I want to really go to the one where you're there, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You gonna eat some Mississippi mud cake? No, I'm not. All right, say goodnight.
Is a chocolate. What up, Braxton?
I'm just surprised I didn't get blocked tonight. SU is not winning. Look, what is these Prairie View folks coming in this chat for? They didn't even score a touchdown today, and they still talking stuff. What we gonna do? How they gonna fix it? And then Peasy over here, he trying to talk about our offense. They don't got a run or pass offense. They got no offense. They over here.
They'll be all right. They'll be all right. I got Prairie View by.
Fix it. You done messed me up the jobless visit. I done called the police because I'm doing a refund.
There's a lot of mad folks up in the SWAC, ain't it?
I got PV by 2 touchdowns against Southern.
Ooh, you taking Prairie View?
Yeah,
Prairie View didn't even score a touchdown this
that's against Michigan State, but that's a Big Ten team. We ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that. I said 2. Hey, Lionel, y'all gonna score at least 2. Y'all gonna beat them by 2 touchdowns on Saturday.
Let me see. Why are you saying that? They lost. Okay, you know what? Y'all are over here. Why would you even say that? I ain't even trying to hold you.
They lost to Michigan State.
Prairie View lost to Texas Southern. Just as bad. 9-27.
Hey, every dog got their day right there. Every dog had their day. But
I see why I don't be getting invited to go on nobody's podcast because I be talking too much mess.
But,
I was like, wait, hold up. You said that they were supposed to not score. They didn't score against Prairie View neither. Good night, Miss Granny Ann. We got McNeese Valley and UAP. We got time. We beat the spread today. Oh, Lord. Now they talking about betting spreads.
They did. I told you the spread was like 30-something and a half. They beat
Big Prairie View. All right. I'm not gonna say who I'm gonna take. That was a fluke. Yeah, right.
Hey,
I don't
Jared,
know.
I'm telling you, PV by 2 touchdowns Saturday against Southern. And if they wanna get fly with you, y'all gonna win the fight too.
It depends on the injury update report. I might have to go with Sutton. Like I said, the SWAC West is really the battle of who makes the most mistakes. Yep. So, y'all have a good night.
Peace. So, man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say.
What can you learn? Is there anything that you can learn from it? Just kind of to reflect back on the Orange Blossom Classic.
If we can do the things that we need to do, we'll be successful. The game last year was all self-inflicted stuff. I mean, every single thing that happened to us, all of those things we've had to reevaluate, and we're going to do those things differently this year. And so with our team, we understand that the focus has to be on doing the little things right. You know, that second F in our program is fundamentals. And so those are habits. Those are the little things that it takes to be successful. And so we got to really, really focus on that because the talent is there. And if we do that, we feel like there's not a team on our schedule that can beat us toe to toe. If we